The cycle that all of us repeat in our life. It goes around and around and around. That's what we're talking about today. A little bit of a follow-up from yesterday's video about the great awakening that is happening in the world. So we'll talk about the cycle of life. The cycles we have not only in our life, but history repeating itself, and as well as the eternal recurrence of everything and the universe as a whole. So this is something that's always fascinated me for many, many years. And when you really look at it and you look at the ancient symbols and the symbolism, and then just the cycles that we have in our life and how so many things are cyclical in nature. There is no start, there is no end. It's always a spectrum, it's always cyclical. When you look at that, to me, that's one of the most fascinating things, because I do believe that the universe is cyclical in nature. There is no start, there is no end to it. You can say the Big Bang is the beginning, and then the big crunch or the big freeze, the big rip, whatever, whatever the fate is of the universe, you could say that is the end. But is that really the end? And is the Big Bang really the beginning? Or are they one and the same? When one happens, the other one happens. So here is my thoughts, especially when it pertains to what's going on in the world right now and how everything is changing. Everyone is opening up their mind and going through this great awakening and evolving and changing. So I think we are right about at the point, like, let's say, for example, that's references to your life, so you understand what I'm saying here. That's just referencing to my life even too. I've had abandonment issues in my past, okay? People abandon me. I go around in this cycle. I meet new people. We go up there, and then when they abandon me, I can either dwell in that fact and then keep pushing people away and go around this circle again because I'm not learning what I'm meant to move on. Or I can do just that. I can learn from the abandonment that I faced from this other person and move on into a new direction that is unknown territory, which is scary and could come with a lot of negativity in my mind. But it's always a great thing when we move past that cycle, because even though the cycle is comforting, we always know what's going on. That doesn't mean that we won't be able to be happier breaking that cycle. And that's essentially what I did with abandonment. I kept going around this cycle, kept being abandoned, kept pushing people away, kept not wanting to be with them until I lost someone who was really close. And then I moved on from that. And then it was unknown territory. It's like, well, what now? Now that I don't have these abandonment issues anymore, what is next for me? Of course, I move on to another cycle. Life is all about cycles. You go through a cycle, you learn, you move on to the next one. And that's how it is with humanity. That's how it is with history. If you look back at history, even just with what's going on in the world right now, you know what we're talking about. History repeats itself. History right now is repeating itself based on something that has happened some time ago. And this is humanity's time to learn and grow and evolve from that. And I'm seeing it as, are we going to be able to actually move past this here and move into another territory? Like, I'm telling you, if this is the circle and you have to be let's say it starts right at the top, you go around and you come back up to the top. Do you repeat it again? Or do you go out into a different territory? That is where we are right now. And I'm looking at everything going on. I'm looking at the people who are finally opening their eyes and realizing the things that are going on. And I'm starting to see that I just got an unknown phone call from someone, number I didn't recognize, that ruined my train of thought. But anyway, basically what I was saying is, we're in this cycle, we're right up here, and humanity will determine the fate if we proceed down the same path or if we move on forward. And it's really interesting, and I have a lot of hope for humanity and people that they are going to be moving on to the new path and venture into unknown territory. And that's what I'm seeing with the amount of people who are opening their eyes and waking up. But we have to continue on that path and continue on that trajectory to actually make this big difference and make this big change. It's going to be interesting. Still watching, and I guess in the coming weeks and months, even years, we will see if we went back down or we move forward. But we're right at that critical moment. We really are. So that was all for today. I hope that you found this interesting. I certainly find it interesting because, as I said, life repeats itself. Cycles repeat itself. And since I believe that we, live a predestined life, that everything that we do is already predetermined, predestined already, this is something that may break that. It may break that cycle, which is perhaps not something that is determined. If what is determined is to repeat that cycle again, what if we break that cycle? We will be, as I said, in unknown territory, and we will be not doing what was initially planned from the beginning and what had been happening during however many recurrences there are of the universe repeating itself many, many, many times. So that's why I have big hopes that we will break this cycle and move on. It's going to be interesting. But anyway, you all take care now. I'll catch you all later, and you have a great day. Bye.